Let's now discuss the data requirements and business rules on PSTS survey reporting for the end of year 4 submission. For end of year 4, you report PSTS survey results of students with disabilities who exited high school in the prior academic year with specific exit or school completion statuses and who did not re-enroll in the current academic year. The collected survey data will be used to calculate State Performance Plan Indicator 14 post-school outcomes. This will in turn be used to determine the compliance status of each LEA as required by the Federal IDEAS Act and also to select LEAs for participation in the focus monitoring process. Unlike in Fall 2, where the data is extracted from the SIS, EOY for PSTS data will be stored in your SEDS system and pushed to CALPADS through the API process. For more details and resources about PSTS reporting for end of year 4, you may either refer to CALPADS FLASH 203 or to the PSTS section of the CALPADS user manual. So who should the LA survey for the end of year 4 PSTS survey? LAs are required to survey students with disabilities who exited high school in the prior academic year with an E230 exit and any school completion status codes listed below. Or alternatively, if a student exits using one of the following exit reason codes below and did not re-enroll in the current academic year. When should LEA survey students? LEA should survey students in the fourth quarter following the end of the prior academic year, which will be sometime during May to June of the current academic year. There are different ways on how to identify the students who are eligible for the survey collection. You may check your local special education system or SEDS to see if it has the functionality to generate the student survey list based on the previously mentioned criteria. Or, if that is not possible, you may run CALPADS ODS Report 8.1a for the list of high school completers and those who exited and didn't re-enroll. You just have to be aware of the specific filters needed to generate the desired list. So, since this is academic year 2020-2021 period that we're reporting the PSTS survey, you run report academic year filter 2020-2021 and then run E230 completer exit with the specific completion status and then make sure that the from and through date reflects the grad completer period, which is at least for 2020-2021, it's 8/16/2019 to 8/15/2020. And then select the grades, select the enrollment status filters, and then make sure that you select students with disabilities as Y. Once you've run the filters and clicked on apply, you should be able to generate students who were completers. Now, for those students who exited and didn't re-enroll, you have to run the report one more time, except for this instance, you have to choose a different exit reason code. You have to select the specific school exit statuses here as your filter preference and clear the completion status. All other fields should be the same and you should be able to generate your students who didn't come back last year. LEAs must establish a process to survey and capture the post-secondary status of the specified students. You can employ traditional means like phone brigade, snail mail, email, or person-to-person contact. Or you can take advantage of different social media platforms to reach out to them. Here are the important information being collected through the survey and reported in the PSTS file for end of year 4. First is the reporting CELPA, which reflects the CELPA region the LEA is associated to. Second is the local special education student ID, which is a unique identifier assigned to a student by the CELPA or state-operated program. It may or may not be the same as the identifier in your local student information system. Next is the education program participation type, which identifies if the survey record is for a CT pathway completer or SPED student, which in effect tells CalPAS the submission period the record is associated to. So for this instance, you will indicate special education. Lastly, the post-secondary status, which indicates a student's survey answer as to what they are currently doing after completing high school. This ranges from maybe work, studying, military enlistment, to name a few. And since students may be in multiple scenarios at one time, it is allowed and expected that more than one PSTS record is reported with each reflecting different survey statuses. You will need to contact your said system if this functionality is available. Otherwise, if it's not, you will need to manually post additional PSTS records through the online maintenance process in CalPETS.